Welcome to the battleground of the gods.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Step Nation, and joining me today we have Fro GG.
Hey, ladies, Atlanta's hot as fuck.
Nevea03.
I didn't get to go.
And Willow 1771.
I think all my co-hosts are drunk.
Alright, speaking of drunk, dude, I drank more this week than I, normally do. Because, I'll have, a glass on Friday when we record. But Trelly Relly's all like, let's go to the liquor store. And then I just hey, fuck it, I'll buy some Jaeger.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud. We're getting some Jaeger?
Oh, God. No.
Yeah.
Why?
Why was that your choice?
It tastes like...
Because
Licorice.
they didn't have squirt.
Hey, guys, I'm an adult, and I'm going to the liquor store. What should I buy? Jägermeister is at the bottom of my list.
I can drink Jaeger straight, though.
Oh.
Just throwing that out
I got a
there.
Jaeger gift pack once just for the shot glasses. They were
I have that too. I got that for Christmas.
Yep.
Alright, long story
Dude,
short,
they were
though,
dope.
Fro was, the only one who fucking drank all weekend, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I got a fifth of fucking Jaeger, I gotta finish off. I made it through half the bottle, and I still got pretty fucking buzzed every night. It's like, oh my god, I don't drink like this anymore, save me.
Was it like that one time that you got really drunk with Bryce and then you were playing Assault and you were like, I gotta go, and you quit out of the Assault map after we had only been playing for 5 minutes?
Oh, shit, gotta go
okay.
pick up my
Oh, okay, 5 minutes. You mean after we had been playing for 3 hours?
I meant that game, though. That game had been
yeah, that
5
going
minutes
on for
into that
5
game.
minutes may be a little gracious there.
I just remember
It was really
standing
2.
behind. I remember standing behind T2, walking up to T1, and Fro's like, "I gotta go." Bloop.
Yeah. I honestly, all I remember about that game is just I don't remember who I was playing or anything. I just remember sitting at the loading screen going, oh boy, maybe that last one wasn't a good idea. And then a couple minutes later, I'm just like, I gotta go. And I just got up and walked away. Nothing else said, just, I gotta go.
Yep, yeah, I gotta go. And I think we got yelled at by the missus.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
Bryce
you
and I
did.
got yelled at by the missus.
Mrs.
So
Double G hopped on Discord and was like, don't you guys ever do that again. By this way, this all wraps back into last episode when I'm like, but I gotta get more drunk for the drunk lord.
Oh yeah,
That was the same day.
No. Oh wait, was it? Yeah, you're
it was
right.
either-
That was
it
the
was
last
either-
drunk lore.
It was either drunk
Yeah.
lore or was the Duke Sloth episode.
No,
Because
it
the
was
Duke
the drunk
Sloth
lore
episode-
episode.
I started drinking at noon, right?
Oh shit, maybe
And-
you're right. Maybe it was the Duke
And I
Sloth
just
one.
kind of didn't stop.
Yeah, it actually might have been that one. You right.
Yeah. This
Okay,
is why
so
I just stick to
find
fucking
a happy
smoking.
medium. Find a happy medium from last drunk lore and Duke Sloth episode, and right in between is where you need to be for the new drunk lore.
Yeah, get a nice buzz on, so when you're talking, it's a little, interesting. And then you're good.
Yeah.
This is why I should just get a couple
Yeah.
cans of something and limit myself. Be 3. Good.
I would like 3 cans of beer, please.
Three
Three
cans of
beer
Jaeger,
cans.
please.
No, I was thinking...
Cans of Jaeger? How many wait, hold on, Nev. I gotta talk about the logistics of this canned Jaeger. How many ounces are we talking about in a can? Is it
I'm
a
just
full
trolling.
12
I'm
ounce?
just-
Or is it a
I'm
little
just-
8 ounce? Or is it
I'm just trolling because he was talking about Jaeger, so I was like, he can have 3 cans of
Yo,
Jaeger.
are we talking about those mini Cokes or are we talking about the Arizona iced teas?
I mean, ooh, you know what? Yeah.
What are those,
3 cans of those.
36 ounces?
I personally was thinking
It's
a
dumb.
Red's Wicked Apple.
Those
Oh,
are
if you're
good.
gonna get, if you're gonna get an apple cider or hard cider, you need to go for Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard
Miss
is
me-
the best. I
miss
will
me
tell
with
you.
that-
Angry Orchard's not
Red's
in
shit.
cans. I know, it's got bottles.
It is in cans.
It is in
I
cans.
get it in cans.
Okay, hold up.
Yep.
It's not in cans here.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's probably not in cans.
Sounds
in
like you need to
Michigan.
go back to Atlanta.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like you need to take a sip out of it and then pour a shot of Fireball into that
Oh, it's so
Yes,
good.
It's
No.
so good.
for some Angry Balls.
I had tequila
Angry
for the
balls are
first time.
good. What,
That
did
was an
Wraithen
experience.
talk you into it? Jesus.
No, Blue Balls from the Assembly of Champions bought everybody a shot.
Oh, God.
Okay, all right. So did you see the picture of like Tina and all of us at dinner?
Yeah.
I also
Alright.
like the Photoshop.
She was sitting
where it's her
in the
face on
middle.
everybody's head.
I saw
She could have turned around and took the same amount of people on the other side.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the
Oh,
Assembly of
shit.
Champions was just as big.
I mean, no, there's there's 7 instead of 9, but 2 people.
Oh, you're right. They
And,
are 7.
Whatever, 2 people. Doesn't matter at that point. And all the high-res people there and everything. Yeah, anyways, so Blue went and bought us all tequila, and that was an experience.
Wait, hold on. Pause. Who buys shots for somebody and decides that tequila is the liquor of choice in that situation? You should go for vodka or
Willow?
whiskey.
Willow.
Those are the two. Those are the two.
Well,
things.
there are people that drink tequila and they like to see the world burn.
Okay,
And they
Deb,
like
you
to
are
see
correct.
other people burn. And so they get tequila.
You are
3
correct.
of the people on the Assembly of Champions are from Mexico or South America, and 2 people on the Olympians also were.
I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I know, like,
I just
the
think
whitest
people like
girl
to
you'd
watch
ever
the
seen.
world burn.
And she just carries around tequila bottles when we hang out at house parties and shit. Like,
Deb, hold on. Pause. One more time. When was the last time you were at a house party?
He's a single man. You never know the answer to this one.
it happens quite often. The one I'm thinking of happened like late 2018.
God, man, I'm old. I haven't been
Fuck
to a house
yeah,
party
you
in
are
like
old,
5
man.
years. Jesus.
I mean, it was my buddy's birthday. Like,
Okay,
we are all carrying around bottles. I had Goldschlager. and
Nev, I should
had
ask
a
you
case of Angry
Hmm.
Orchard.
When was the last time you were at a house party? Like an actual house party, not
mean,
like a
like,
get
okay.
together, like an
All right.
actual. I'm going to get
Actual-
fucked up at this house party.
Actual house party, Cinco de Mayo, 2012.
Okay, I don't feel it. I feel good now because I was feeling old for a second, but now I don't feel as bad. I think the
That
last
was
time
like the last legit one that I went
I think
to.
the last time I was at a legit house party where we got just rampant fucked up was a New Year's Eve party 4 years ago, so like 2015 or something like that.
Oh, see, now you're making me feel old. Anyway, can we talk about Smite? This is making me feel old.
Absolutely not. I refuse.
We're talking about tequila and watching the world burn, apparently.
We're
Tequila,
talking about our
tequila.
games this week. Willow, how are your games, bud?
So over the weekend, I actually decided I'm gonna see if I can get my computer to run Smite again. It's really bad. It runs on minimum settings, and I can play. And I played a game of Soul in Arena just to see. I got BM'd in Arena by my Jing Chen.
As
who
you do.
Was real bad. He was so mad. Like, he wanted to play Mage and, like, didn't insta-lock. And I was just like, I want to play Soul. Fuck it. I don't care what anybody else plays. It's fucking Arena. Who gives a shit? So I
Yeah.
insta-locked Soul, and he BM'd me. These fucking insta-lockers, you're all just fucking feeders. I went 7-1-13 on my, like, first game on PC Smite in, like 3 months, 4 months maybe. I think I did okay.
The BM is real. I will say that.
It's stupid. Like, I'm at level
It's
6.
because it's easy.
I'm level
The trash
6.
talk is easy, Willow.
You're right.
Oh,
you're right.
I could help you. I could help you level up if you want to
Oh,
party
like-
after this sometime.
Don't get me wrong. I will probably play a few games here and there on the PC. It's just so hard to play on a laptop like I'm playing. Because I don't have, like, it doesn't have a gaming keyboard,
Oh.
so it's just a really basic keyboard. And
I mean, I just got like an external keyboard. Like, I don't think it's gaming. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
I-
have curved shit
I-
or anything. It's
I
just-
actually thought about getting
keys.
an extra keyboard just to play, but I just don't want to spend the money on a keyboard when I could just play on my PS4.
My keyboard was like $20, dude. Like, the power of Amazon.
Maybe I'll look into it in the next couple months and play a little bit. I'm really not good.
I will say getting a mouse with
I have a mouse. I do have a
button,
mouse.
buttons on the side.
I got
Oh,
my
yeah.
actives on my mouse. It's wonderful. Being able to beads
yeah.
on command just with your thumb is fantastic.
Dude, I got my actives and my abilities on my mouse.
Oh, I only have 2 buttons on my mouse. I have like the normal buttons, and I have 2 side buttons. So.
Oh no, I've got 12 side buttons, and then I've got
you went
like,
hardcore on it.
Clicks, and I've got different middle clicks. Oh no, those just control the color of my wheel.
But the other problem that I'm having right now is that I don't have anything unlocked on the PC. So like I don't have the God Pack. I don't have any of that stuff. Like all the stuff that I have on my PS4 is like I go on my PC account and I'm like I bought Horus and Soul, and that's it. Because I really just fucking love Horus. He's probably my favorite god right now. I know he won't stay my favorite god, and like Soul is Bae, but I love fucking playing Horus.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the hat. Other than that, I played a little ranked last weekend. But I had to do a lot of the editing, and we did the special roundtable interview, so that took a lot of my time on Saturday and Sunday. I had to work. But during the week this week, I actually grouped up with some plebs on the PS4. We had a bunch of fun just trolling.
PS4 plebs have been active.
Yeah, we got some new ones coming in, and some old ones showing back up. It's kind of nice. We had a full 8-man party last night, and 2 groups of 1-5 and 1-3 with Fro last night. And the night before, I had a 5-man where we did the hat and memed around a little bit. And I like most of the players that I'm playing with are a lot lower elo, so I'm just kind of troll picking, and I wouldn't say I'm carrying in any way, shape, or form. Like I went Amus and Cobb and had like 26 kills. I played Oleron for like the first time in Conquest and went like 10-0 and 15. And I'm not trying to be BM, but it's just they're just newer players, so their elo is way lower, so it's pulling me down to them. And that's okay, because they still need to learn how to play the game. And it's nice for me because I can just kind of relax and have fun.
Willow knows he's gonna lose, so he doesn't worry about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. If we win, we win. It's cool either way.
Yeah.
Last night though, when we had a couple people get off, we had we had the 8-man, and we had a couple people get off. Fro and I played a game, and I played Geb for the first time in a while, and I felt like I had a pretty good Geb game. What do you think, Fro?
It was alright.
Come on, man. I had a couple really good shields.
Alright, so you were doing good, but I know I've said it before, it was one of those matches where assume the position.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those matches where I would just pick someone and get stupidly aggressive on them, die, and then we get 2 to 3 kills to clean up.
Yep.
So it's like, but I told him from the get-go. Yeah, I was Amma. I'm like, dude, Amma only ults early game. I mean, she's okay in assault. She's not bad, but I'm like, until we get to late game and I get a couple items to make me tanky as fuck and I get my abilities leveled up, I ain't much but an alt bot. So I would just fucking, like I said, pick someone I thought was a good target and just run at them. And
there was an Anubis on the enemy team who didn't know to ult your ult a couple times early on. Yep. Later on, he figured it out. Mm-hmm, but early on, he was just like standing still in your ult and was just like, I assume the position. So we picked on him early.
Hey. Sorry, it was a newest joke.
Yeah, it was a newest, right?
Yeah, but that's never mind. Moving on.
But after they got a couple items on, we got held under our Phoenix for a couple minutes, maybe like 5-6 minutes. And then we got a couple items online and got a really good team fight and drove down mid and ended the game off of it. So that was a nice win. That was with Webb and Ash and somebody else. Oh, Bob. Arab's friend Bob. But yeah, it's been fun grouping up and just trolling. I'll talk a little bit more in the hat. Oh, the other thing is, I've been playing more Arena. It's not because I think Arena is a good game mode. I just like to... It's a nice short game mode that I can go in and pick whatever the fuck I want and not really care and either carry or just feed because I'm trying something stupid. I've also been playing a little Oleron, so I want to try and he is so bad for the first 15 minutes of the game.
He's very item dependent.
He is, yeah, exactly. You have to get to at least 2 items to feel like you are doing literally anything. His basics are just so weak because of the built-in crit passive. So they super nerfed his basics. It just feels bad. But yeah, I've been playing a little more Arena. It's just fun to troll, and with some of the newer people, they're still learning gods. Webb wants to play Opwash, so we played a little Arena so he could get a little more used to it. And I'm cool with it. Arena's fun. It's got a really short queue time, and the game mode itself is really short. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an Arena main by any means, but it's fun to just jump in and play a short game. I went 10-0 and I don't know, 12 or something on an Oleron and Arena again. Yeah, that's been my games. Since Fro kind of talked already, let's have him go.
You've talked about half my games this week already, Willow.
Oh, shit. I forgot.
Actually, I think you talked about all the games I played this week, because that's it.
No, you played a couple arenas or assaults before me. They weren't anything special, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I played a couple with Arab and Bob.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't even remember them. They were just very fucking just chill. I just want to play Smite finally for the first time in 6 days.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me you didn't play Smite.
You didn't play for 6 days?
No, I was down in Atlanta.
What were you doing?
I was at the Summit, right? Yeah. So
we'll talk about that after everybody else is going.
I was trying to set you up for oh yeah,
well,
I was at the Olympian
Summit.
Summit.
This will come out after that episode, so people would have already heard.
Maybe I'll edit fast. You better upload, buddy.
Bitch, if you
we
change
always
our
upload the
schedule
same time for the
yes. Don't you do this to me, Depp. No, actually, really, my week
Sunday?
Outside from that was just a few assault games, and I played a lot of Smash Brothers because I took my Switch. And
oh hell yeah, dude!
We just played Smash in the room.
Nice.
It was cool.
You roomed with
Did you tell Hi-Rez that they need to make Smash but with Smite gods?
Isn't that just Arena?
I'll get back with you. No, I know what he's saying. I like that.
Would it be called Smite Rumble or Smite Brawl?
Ooh, or Pub Stompers, like a 2D Smite fighter.
I like that.
That would be kind of sweet, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Get back with
a
you.
lot of the resources are there.
I could just imagine Ra yeeting somebody off the edge.
Ra, a full Ra yeet.
Raw! Whack! Fuck you, Raw!
All of Ra's abilities they don't do damage, they just push you.
Yep.
So he just edge blocks you off.
He's just
every
yeeting
time.
you off the edge over and over again.
Yep. I like it. Well, Fro, since you don't have much, maybe Nev's got something for us. What do you got?
Well, I don't have too terribly much. Not too terrible. They're all bad. All my
Nev,
games
you're
were
bad, and you should feel bad.
Nev, feel bad about being bad.
We had our league set this week. I'm sorry to tell you boys, we are no longer undefeated.
Oh, feels bad.
But we didn't get shut out. We did best of 3, and we did win one of those. So they had to end up winning 2 of them to finish the set. So turns out I don't feel very comfortable on Zeus. We had a really good team fight team to do it. Just not the levels. Just
you
not
got
the levels.
Behind pretty quick on that one.
Yeah, we got behind, and they were very good about ganking behind tower line instead of in front of you. So that was kind of awkward. And then game 2, I ran AMC mid and had one hell of a game. Felt really good. And then game 3, I would say probably about 3/4 of the way into that game, something flipped, and I'm not entirely sure what happened. We had a really good start, and then we just lost it. So unlucky, but will give us a little bit more time to think and strategize, and also figure out these new items that are coming out next week. This is a a pretty big patch that's coming through.
Yeah, I think we need to
It's
talk
gonna be-
about that a little bit in this
Yeah.
episode.
It's gonna be a really it's gonna be interesting to see a patch of this caliber in this league, just to kind of see like how people react to it and how the meta may change.
There's a lot that
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
And there's
I
not gonna,
don't
like, you
even
guys
know.
aren't gonna have a lot of time to like try items out.
React. Yeah.
No, so basically our schedules, as far as like who we're playing against every week, those are announced around midnight on Sunday night, and we have until the following Sunday to schedule something. So, and the patch is scheduled to come out Tuesday. So, if we don't lock in a game on Monday night on the old patch, we're gonna be trying to figure out something new for the new one. So
You might want to wait till Sunday so you can at least try the items out and see how they feel.
yeah, well, there's some scheduling conflicts. I think I got a couple of people that are gonna be out of town this weekend, so
Uh-oh.
we basically have to have our game scheduled by Thursday.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Depp can step in as a substitute if you need.
He'll feed in your solo lane.
No,
no,
I'll support.
He's
I'll
been
support.
rocking the Ymir, which I'm sure he'll
Oh.
talk about.
Those clean walls.
Did you Willow wall it?
wa-
Because as Fro,
No,
I am a terrible
I
Ymir.
did I miswalled once, but then also we were at Titan. I walled them in Fountain.
Yeah, that was awkward.
Yep.
I won't take too terribly long because I know Depp has a lot more entertaining things to talk about. But we did do the run back, and I did use AMC in Game 3 as well. And AMC is a lot of fun in mid. Not the bees.
I love AMC in mid. He just has like a really early power curve and slaps once you get level 5. You just
And I loved
surprise, you surprise the mid when you hit them with a stinger, and that's like half their health, and they're like, "Oh shit, I'm just dead."
Oh, why? Yeah. No, I've always been a big fan of AMC. That's why I have him diamond. But I think this is like maybe the fourth time ever that I've played him in mid. And 2 of those times were for the league. So it was a lot of fun. Last bit of news as far as my games this week, Panda has come out of retirement. We played some games with Panda last week. It was so much fun. He tried Horus for the very first time.
Did he love him?
We did great. We were teamed up with Coffin, and Coffin was Cabrakan, of course, and I was
Of
Nox.
course.
It's our wombo combo that we always like to play in Joust. Is the
Oh,
Cabrakan
your
and
Joust,
Nox.
your Joust strats, yeah.
Yes. and, and Panda was Horus, and yeah, we did great. We had a really good game, and then the very next game, we decided we wanted to try the Hat of Purgatory, which I will tack on to the Hat of Purgatory that Willow will talk about later. Depp, how was your week?
My week starts off with a duel victory matched up against a Susano. I've been rocking the Ymir. I got, I think I mentioned this last week, got my platinum border. Platinum? That's the one. Then played another match, and unfortunately, I made a mistake on the picks and bans because Hebo made it through. Picks and bans.
No.
That's what I said because I went 0-5 and I F6'd after that 5th death, and I'm like, I just don't want to be here.
He fragged you.
Oh yeah, he rushed Bancrofts and he had the power curve, and there was no hope for little old me. And I'm like, you know what, Hebo sounds pretty fun. I'll take him into an arena. Well, my team didn't pick up any like frontliners. We had Afro Vamana, which, you know, you take it or leave it. Myself as Hebo, then an Isis and a Mercury. So we got kind of steamrolled, and that didn't feel very good. And I'm like, well, shit, man. And so that at that point, I'm like, well, just do another arena, get my funk back. And Din Odin went 4-6-21. Felt pretty good. I can't remember. I think I ran standard protection Odin, you know, and then I did a ranked conquest solo queue. And I did not get my preferred role. I got into the jungle. And I'm like, well, we just did a Battleground University on Pele. I think I know what to build on Pele. So I chose Pele. Went 4-3-6. Not too terribly bad. We won after about 25 minutes. Running it down mid.
Nice.
Did some assaults, did some arenas. Think at this point I'd grouped up with Coffin and Nev. As Ra went 9-0-22 in arena.
Did
felt
he
pretty
respect
good.
you?
You know, it was hard to tell because he picked Terra. But I think he might have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you're good.
Yeah, but also Kie was on Hercules and he just didn't. He died once.
Oh, so he Hercules.
He was bullying the enemy team. All
my
of
God,
us
I
were
remember.
in fountain or
Yes.
like deep by the like, you know, starter area, and he was at the enemy portal just bullying them. We're like, Hiei, no one's around you. You're out of position. He's like, no, it's fine. I won't die.
No, I'm Hercules. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's good.
I was Nuwa that game, and Panda
think
was
you were.
Medusa.
I think you were. And we did an assault after that. I got Thoth. Carried pretty well. 10-3-10. Felt really good. And then I think we ended the night on 2 losses. 1 assault and a mode of the day. Oh, because it was infinite assault that day. We tried an all Anubis. And of course, you know, they pick like what did they pick?
A bunch of Appalachians.
No, it was Zeus, Tyr, King Arthur, Baron, and Vamana. I think the Zeus alone. Yeah, Zeus was 13-3. He just kept us at such a range because of his damn bouncy lightning.
And you just stand still because you're Anubis.
Right. And I had tried to go support Anubis by picking up Pythax and, you know, Heart Ward and such, and I'm like, you know what, next time I'm just going damage Anubis because the best CC is death.
Agreed.
So, note to self, support Anubis, not a thing, even though you have like a stun.
I will retract your statement for you because I have fragged with support Anubis.
I will retract your statement for you. That's damage Anubis in the support lane.
Now wait a minute. I built Gauntlet of Thieves, so I was the support.
Oh, one item. Oh.
I think I built like breastplate and Genji, so I had full cooldown, and then I like had Pythags and Gem Ice. This is a while back.
Yeah.
It frags. Shh.
I mean, like, technically he strips protections in his passive, and so if you get Magus, like, you could then strip more protections. So
let's just say if I hit a wrap, somebody was most likely dead.
yeah. And then couple days later, 15th, did that Ymir game, grouped up Big Rick, Nev, Gok, and Blaze McBain. Had the support Ymir. Gave the enemy team the first blood real quick, and I'm like, oh, that feels bad. We went on to win after a couple bad walls and good walls. Not sure what order they came out in. Had a Hercules in arena. Got inspired by Kyle. It was not.
It was not Kyle.
As good. Well, I didn't copy Kyle's build. Kyle had the never die Herc. I did the Hercules is gonna die.
But so are
build. You. So like it was Ninja, Jotuns, Titans, Bane, Masamune, Hydras, and Rangus.
What is that build?
It was Power Pen.
No, please no.
Yes, I went 13-9-17.
I'll give it to you.
I was slapping kids. Damage Herc is fun. I don't care who you are. And then I've been only getting in 1 or 2 games the past few days. Did a conquest with some Exilium people. Did mid lane as Kukul Khan. And I think a couple times I went over into right jungle and just grabbed the totem because I'm like, listen, I need mana and you're not getting this for me. So I just went over, threw my I threw my tornado down on it, and I'm like, you better get that. And it takes it fairly easily. Then arena as Horus. That was That was pretty fun. I killed someone for the final kill with my ultimate.
Feels good, man.
That is really a feels good. I did. What was it? I popped into Rick's stream, saw Nev. I was looking in Smite. I had the mode of the day up, and it was dodgeball, and I said dodgeball, and Nev was just watching Twitch, so she didn't join me. But we got out of base really fast, and we were ulting them in their base, and that's the mode where you don't heal in base. You have to die to get health back. So
is that the one with the Nox tether alt combo?
It's tether ult. Those are the only abilities you can build.
Oh man, I love that mode.
Yeah, it was the game lasted 5 minutes 41 seconds. And I'm like, oh,
that's great.
That feels real bully. And so I finished off my games this week with another duel as Ymir versus a Cirquette. And boy, let me tell you, she was able to run away, but at one point, and I'm like, go ahead, run away, you're losing a farm. And I just like kept pushing wave. And I got her Phoenix, she came at me, and I think I killed her one last time. I was gonna take the Titan next, and she surrendered. So 4-0. Don't come at me with Cirquette, because I had built, and it's kind of super cheese, Midgard male, because while Cirquette's, she can do a good amount of damage with her abilities, she has to auto you.
Yeah, oh yeah, to get the real burst, she has to auto you.
To get the real burst, she has to auto you. And I'm like, all right, Midgard male, and basically after she spams her abilities, like, she's just fucked, and I can hit her with the abilities. And yeah, it kind of really affected her. And then I picked up Hastened after that. But my go-to for Ymir, it's Hunter's Blessing, tier 1 Bancrofts, and then if I get the First Blood, I'm gonna finish Bancrofts before I go for my boots. Get the pen boots, and then the next item depends on the matchup, because I'll either get the protection item if I know like they're finishing up their trans, they're gonna be slapping real soon, or if they have a stacking item as such, I'll do that. Or I'll go usually Demonic Grip, because they realize they're gonna be behind, they're gonna try to play the late game, and they'll pick up protections. Bad move. And then I destroy. Ymir has been so much fun in duel. I need to start diversifying though.
Why? If it's fun, why change it? If you're just playing duel to have fun, just have fun.
I mean, I'm also working up through the ranks. I think I am, let's see, I'm silver 4, but I'm going into silver 1.
Yeah.
And what was it? I ended, when I was really into duel, I think I ended in gold 1 or 2, maybe. So I'm only at 11 wins, 6 losses.
Not bad.
Not bad. So winning 66% of my games, approximately.
Quick maths.
Gotta love it. That's how my games are going this week. Oof. They're burping up wine burps.
Ew.
Getting me real good.
Oh, those are bad.
Yeah.
Those are bad.
Wine
you gotta
burps
watch
no
out
fun.
for those.
You know what isn't bad and is fun? Our Teespring store.
Teespring.com/botg-podcast.
Yep, botg-podcast. It's where, I know if you ever watch Rick streaming, he's got that bitchin' poster hung up in the background, and you know who designed the logo for that poster?
Who, Deb?
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
WildMonkeyDesign.com?
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
That's right, WildMonkeyDesign.com
For all your design needs.
Yeah.
Getting the plugs in early. I can do it.
Getting some of them in early, you know, in case anybody's curious.
We are real tacky. I love it. It's so good.
You could have your Scrub Fiverr logo, or you could go with the professional, and I believe we got the bang for our buck.
I agree. WildMonkeyDesign.com.
Oh, yeah. Now,
Oh, yeah.
Fro, you kind of teased it. You were at the summit this week for the Olympians. Am I correct saying that?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say they gathered all of us to go down to the Huayra Studio and participate in varying things. A lot of it I will have covered in the daily journal episode thing that I'm doing.
Wait, what's that? You're doing a special episode for our listeners about your time at the summit?
I think you mean to say you did a special episode for our listeners?
Yes. Unless you're committing to that release and early thing, but
Hello, future people.
But yeah, it was really cool. It was really nice getting to meet everybody. Made some good friends, that's for sure. Met all the wonderful people at High
tell
Res.
these two what you told me last night. Do you remember what you told me last night?
That people at High Res actually listen to our show.
Yeah, and they love us.
What? Ooh.
Oh, hi, Res.
Hi, Res.
I'm Nev.
I wasn't sure if I
How's it
put that in the
going?
channel or not, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure we
No,
talked
you're
about
right.
it in the party chat last night.
Yep.
Mm.
So hello, everyone that's listening, and everyone that I didn't actually get a chance to meet.
Shout outs, much love.
Yeah. But,
We wouldn't
dude,
be
they
doing this without you.
They have Smite content playing there like 24/7. Like literally
Really?
in their break room, they have a TV, two TVs. One that's just a Smite stream and one that's just a Paladin stream. And that's all it is.
That's
right
awesome.
right in their break room. And I mean, this thing's on when you like as soon as you come in the morning. And no,
Nice.
not just on the Smite game channel either. Like
Yeah.
fuck, I don't remember.
Like
It's
different streamers and
there's
stuff?
different streamers and all that. Yeah. It was really cool. We were watching this one Paladins guy, and he was apparently not having a very good game. Actually, what it was is his enemy Makoa was doing real good. And there's this one where he literally charged out, got immediately Makoa hooked, and then just fucked. And he just turns, looks right at the camera, blinks, and we all just kind of, yep, been there before.
Been there, done that.
Been there.
Yeah.
Like all the Olympians just kind of turn around, start looking at each other, and just shaking our heads like, yep.
Yep. Oh, man. All right. Well, that'll be, I look forward to
Yeah,
listening
I'm looking
to it.
forward to listening to that in the past.
In the past.
Hey, past Willow, what did you think of that episode?
Oh, it was fantastic. There was a lot of good content. I really enjoyed the guests that you had on. I appreciate the time investment.
Yeah, who were the
that you
guests,
put
Willow?
in. Warchi and the Thward.
Oh, fuck.
I
you're the
pay
one that
attention.
actually pay attention. Yeah. I was like, damn it. I could have got Depp with that, and we all know this.
You could have got
You-
Dev, and you would
No,
not. have done
that was too
Will-
easy. That was too easy. Low hanging fruit. You could have got me.
Depp would have been like, moving on.
No,
You're-
Depp would have
you're
been
not
like,
wrong.
we'll have to wait and see. Oh,
and then the
But-
moving on.
and then
I
the
do
moving
gotta
on,
say,
yes.
not necessarily towards Smite, but from Bot G perspective, got a lot of exciting shit coming to Bot G after this too.
Oh,
'Cause I
I think we have some
now
scheduling
officially
to
have
do.
a guest list that's like 6 or 7 people long.
And we already have
had
we already have
previous
3
guests.
scheduled.
Yep. And we got drunk lore we need to do.
I think there's
Mhm.
somebody you need to talk to about that.
oh yeah.
for
we
the-
definitely need to talk to
The
somebody
weekend
about
of the 4th.
Nope. See, we got 2 people we need to talk to about that. See, I'll remember. Matt Accountant wanted down on a drunk lore.
Oh, he does.
So
Hey,
we got
Willow might
2
get a
drunk
weekend
lores.
off.
2 drunk lores coming
Yeah.
up.
Willow's like, yo, that sounds like a good time for me to go.
To take a weekend off.
Yeah.
You were just on vacation.
You're right, I was.
Right?
I was just on vacation. We are looking at scheduling somebody for next week, and we have potentially the next 3 weeks scheduled, depending on the third one. He's interested. He just got to look at his schedule and see if he can do that weekend. And then apparently we have some people to reach out at Hi-Res to talk to.
Oh, heck yeah. Gotta love it. Well, let's stop talking hypotheticals and start talking about the power curve.
We're going to school,
That's
ladies
right.
and gentlemen. Sorry, I had to...
Battleground University.
But it's
that
summer.
was perfect, Willow. I liked it. You helped me transition that so smoothly.
All right.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So, on the PS4 side, we have a lot of newer players that have come into our Discord and have started jumping in our games, and they have questions. Like, why am I building this here? Or what's good next? Or why wouldn't I buy this item over this item? And last night, Fro and I were talking and decided that it would be a good topic to have on a Battleground U where we talk about what's called power curve. Now, power curve is, in layman's terms, your power based on the time frame of the game. It depends on the
Level
cost of
versus
items.
item versus yeah,
Exactly.
everything.
Level versus item versus cost of item versus the potential power of the item passives. There's a whole lot of technical jargon that go into how the power curves work. But basically, when we talk about power curve, we're talking about how an item fits into a build relative to how much gold you have at that point, relative to how much power or damage you can do in that situation. So,
And also relative to, like, what item it is. Because
exactly.
some items just flat ass come first.
Yeah, exactly. So when we talk about the start of a build, I've seen a lot lately. There's a lot of...
All right, hold up. Can I just shotgun out the two stereotypical, like, your DPS and then your tank, and then we can elaborate on there?
I just want to... Let me do this quick point, and then we can talk about that. Because this point, I think, is really important to say that blessings are OP. I've seen a lot lately that people are just not buying blessings. For the love of God, unless you are building T2 Book because you are building Book of Thoth first item and need to rush
For
it.
your Chef Vulcan.
Yeah,
Yep.
for your Chef Vulcan, of course. Or your Kukul Khan, as a lot of people
Let's
said.
not give out
more.
all the individual examples.
Pasta
We're
night.
going
Yeah.
just generalize.
Pasta
So
night,
from
yeah.
here on out, if you
need to buy a blessing. They are 700 gold. They're super cheap and efficient. They sell for a little bit of gold towards the end of the game, so you can finish off an item late game and fill that slot with something better. Buy blessings. All of them are really good, especially in their role in Conquest, but they're also very viable in other modes. Attacker's Blessing is really strong. Defender's Blessing is a lot better than it used to be. Specialist Blessing still good.
This ain't a blessing, Willow.
I
ain't
know,
doing a
but-
blessing battle, you.
I know. I'm wrapping up. Buy blessings, please. Please
All right.
buy blessings.
So, with all that being said, from here on out, we're not going to include blessings when we talk about all this because it's the start and you should always have one.
Yes.
That's all that needs to be said. So, from here on out, whenever we mention a full build or anything like that, just know a blessing at the start is the proper way to do it.
Yes.
All right. So, a real quick rundown of DPS, right? This is your build path and why for generic god for generic reasons, right? No specifics. You go boots, movement speed OP, power curve on or the cost of boots versus the power and all the other stats you get, power cooldown, whatever boots it is.
Can I cut you off real
item.
quick? Because
All
I
right.
think this goes along with the starting. Buying a T1 item is better than buying T1 boots. So, like, unless you are playing a tank, T1 item to start with the blessing is more effective than T1 boots. Okay? If you are building boots, immediately finish your boots before you go back and finish your first item. But that T1 item is really strong because it has a lot better first level or tier 1 stats than boots with 6 movement speed or something like that.
Right. I just wasn't going into that because not everybody stacks.
True.
Not everybody stacks. Like, not every mage stacks. Not every yes, rarely assassin stack, actually. Like, some ability-based ones.
Yeah, but you
Hunters
still want to
always
start
stack.
with a T1 item.
Hunters
because it's
always
important.
stack, so this is relevant. Yes. In Conquest, when you can't afford anything else, or I guess, what is it? Any game mode where you don't start with more than 1,500, yes, T1.
Yeah.
And then your boots, and then finish whatever. But anyways, you get your boots because they're incredibly cost efficient, and the movement speed helps you hit abilities, it helps you dodge abilities. From there, you go on to your power item, your huge power item usually. This is your Bancroft's Talon, your Transcendence, your Devil's Gauntlets. If those are your stacking ones, if you are one of the stacking gods, we just went over that. This is a cheap, very cheap, so usually under like 2,600 gold is like about as most as you're going to want to spend here because it's your first item. But you want a huge amount of power right off the get-go.
You want at least, on mages, you want at least 100 power. On physical gods, you want at least 50 power to start. That's kind of the base.
Yep. Your second one, this is where you pick up your flat pen. You pick up flat pen because they don't have a bunch of defense. Nobody has a bunch of defense at this point. So flat pen is good enough, helps you kill the squishies. You can still deal damage to the tanks. The only exception, hunters, they immediately rush executioner because all they do is go pew pew. So you want your pew pew pen, right?
Yep, it's pew pew pen.
Pew pew pen. Yeah, I mean it's percentile pen, but for them it's pew pew pen. From there, you will usually move on to what is known as like a core item, depending on what god you are. Your core items change a lot. Generically, it's usually just a power item that works really good on that god.
Yep. It usually also has at least 100 power.
Yeah. Well, some of them can drop down a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't have like 80, you're probably not picking it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would say 80 just because there are a couple like you could go a soul gem.
Really good. Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. So, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
After you pick up your fourth item, your core item, you usually want to get your percentile pen. This is your Ops Shard. This is your Titan's Bane. Hunters already have their pew pew pen. So usually for hunters, that's when they kind of opt into... Well, at that point, hunters, you're deciding crit or more auto stuff. They
crit
just
or kins.
buy more auto. Yeah. Crit or kins. Yeah. Actually, pretty much so at that point. Fifth item, that's your good point, Willow. Sixth item, often known as your luxury item.
You missed one. Wait, no, you're right. You're on 6.
No.
Sorry.
Yep, your sixth item, often known as your luxury item. This is an item that, or situational item. The only exception would be like anti-healing, because they're all pen. Go right back in that third spot for your situational. Yep. But this is where you pick up your Gem of Isos for peeling reasons, for CC reasons, because it's really good on your god, but not core, so it's a luxury item. This is where you pick up your Bancroft's, not your Bancroft's.
Typhon's
What's
Fang.
the other one? Typhon's Fang. Yep, Book of the Dead. This is where you pick up your item that interacts good with another item, like Typhon's Fang. You need lifesteal first for it to be really good. Book of the Dead. You need to have mana already built in order for the passive for Book of the Dead to be good. You got, let's see here, for your assassins, this is where you're picking up for them, their luxury item is defense. That is luxury for junglers at that point, is getting some defense. That's when you're
like a Magi's cloak or a mantle or one of the shields that's like a void shield or an Anquile, depending on what's really killing you. Like, that's where you want to fit in a defense item because it's really important to be able to survive your dive.
On Hunter's crit-wise, this is when you're picking up your Deathbringer. Because you want your Poison Star and your Wind Demon first. Because those stats are just bloated, put together. If you're not going crit, this is when you're picking up like another huge power spike item, like a Blood Forge, or another huge auto or attack speed item. Like
an
Oboe's
Oboe.
really good in the meta right now, and you want to build it a little sooner. But for the past 2-3 years, that was a good spot for Oboe. Or you can get spicy and go Atalanta's bow, or there's a spot for another Aussie, or for a Aussie. It's kind of just a luxury on them depending on what build you're going.
Or if the team is really tanky, you might want to get, at this point in a Hunter build, you might want to get Titan's Bane.
That's right. Hunters can definitely go Titan's Bane, Titan's Bane Executioner. And if anyone ever gives you shit about that, as long as the enemy team has 2 pieces of physical defense, you can tell that guy to fuck off because he's wrong.
Yep.
It's not a bad idea. Ever.
It's still
Titan's
viable.
Bane applies on your first auto. You get the immediate pen, and then you can keep shredding it from there. It's not bad. After that, it's another luxury item. That's your 7th item slot. After you sell boots and buy your speed pot.
For mages, it's a lot of
Same.
Rada Tahuti.
Yep, Rod to Hooties, definitely.
There's a lot of different things that you can put in that spot, but Rod is just really good.
Any item you were thinking about buying 6, but you weren't quite sure of, it comes into play now.
Or if you really need another pen item, it's viable in that slot too.
Yes, another pen item. Sometimes I know cooldown for the mages, the magical people, because you sell your boots and you lose that 10%. Then you could, or on your physical people, the ones who have attack speed boots, you're losing that chunk of attack speed, so it's another attack speed item. If you went power boots, you lost that power. So that's what you do there. That's a quick rundown. Now I'm going to hit up defense real quick, and then we can kind of talk about it as a whole.
I just want to talk about boots real quick. Boots are OP. Buy boots. Don't buy them first item. They're not that OP, but they're extremely stat efficient for what you want. The power is more than like a tier 3 item would be at that cost. They're super cheap compared to what they give you. Boots
okay,
are
you
awesome.
said don't buy them first. He
no,
meant
I mean like don't
gold
T1.
efficient.
Blessing
don't
T1, then
like,
buy boots.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you usually want to get your blessing and a T1 of any item. Don't finish that item.
I'm saying don't go
Finish your
T2 boots out of the base.
Yes. We already went over this. He's really just trying to hammer it in because we've been seeing it.
Yeah, a lot.
So, frontliners. Boots. We just went over this. Same. Rewind 5 minutes. Go back to why I said boots were good on the DPS. Boots are good for this. All right. Your first item, again, in a normal 3v5 or a 3v2 physical magical split, so 3 physical, 2 magical, you always want to go a physical defense item first. All the minions, all the jungle camps, all the structures, every fucking thing in this game except for guardians and mages do magical and mystical mail do magical or physical damage. So physical damage or physical defense is the first defensive item you need to pick up. From there, usually, in most other game modes aside from like Conquest, that isn't a bit of an exception here, you go into a magical defense because the enemy team probably has magical people. So physical, then magical, right? And then after that, you usually want to go into another hybrid item. You want one that gives you a little bit of both, right? After
the cloak
that,
tree is really good for this.
Yes, this is your cloak tree spot. Whether it's a spirit robe, mantle, urchin. Mantle's a little expensive. Fourth item.
Mantle's a little expensive. Spirit robe is really good 4th item. Hide is okay 4th item if you're in the solo because you're getting a little more gold. It's not quite as good on supports.
Right, but we're not talking solo or supports. We're talking power curve and smite.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and any item from the cloak tree, the one standalone would kind of be, or the two would Magi's doesn't give you much defenses, but at this point you already have one of each, so it's not horrible. And Mantle's a little expensive, but if you can afford it, it's a really good item, and it's a lot of fucking stats on that item. Your 5th and 6th item are definitely. Now, granted, in frontliners and tanks, you have to be counter building with every single item you build. Pretty much so. Every defensive item you have to be counter building with. So it gets really kind of tricky because I said that first item you had to decide that first physical defense is: am I going against a lot of auto attackers? Do I need just the general aura? Am I getting Sav? Am I getting Nemean? Am I getting Midgardian? Emperor's armor? Is it assault? There's a lot of different things change up there. But your 5th item is when the tanks finally get their bit of luxury, but their luxury is still just your situational items. I know that sounds a little confusing, and I worded that a little weird, but because tanks don't get luxury items, because you are the front line, and it is your job to bite the bullet for the team, the closest you get to your luxury items are, like for instance, 5th item, hey, I'm going to pick up a Witchblade, so I can get some cooldown and CC reduction. Or no, what is it? It's cooldown and attack speed. If you're like Amaterasu, or someone who can benefit from attack speed. Or this is the time you buy a Witchblade, where, hey, finally I can pick something up, so when I get CC'd, maybe I don't die. This is when you pick up that Magus Cloak for yourself. Again, it's a very tricky thing, because a situational or a selfish item. Neither of those. I fucked up. A luxury item. There we go. For a support really is just finding that item that I wanted to build this whole time to keep me alive.
And let me like, building for tank seems easy. Oh, I just build a bunch of protections. But as a frontliner, you need to be thinking about how what you're doing is affecting the rest of your team. So you need to play, or you need to build smarter. You need to be able to counter healing with Pestilence. You need to be able to counter auto attacks with Midgard Mail. You need to be smart and have auras for your squishies. Health is super important. Like, there's just a lot to think about when you're building your power curve. And we say power curve, but really for tanks, it's support curve, like protection curve.
Well, I mean, that is your power. That is,
yeah, exactly.
Not your legit, like, in-game stat power, but figuratively power.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually rather hard to talk about support builds, because like
Yeah.
I was saying, every step of the way, you have to be counter building and situational building.
If you watch high level of
really
play,
is tricky, because if you wait until 6th item to buy that Pestilence, that Hercules and Changa are already kicking your fucking ass, and it's too late anyways. So you need to know, hey, 3rd item, I have to buy my Pestilence now. If you wait until 5th item and you're going against a Bakasura and Artemis and a fucking Jing Wei, you're already being crit to death. It's too late. You had to buy that physical defense right from the fucking get-go. Or that Nemean. Or the Midgard Mail actually would probably be better
Or
as
Spectral,
a support.
Depending
Or
if they're
Spectral
going
for crit.
not.
Or
Yeah.
Spectral, yep. Like, you have to be making these decisions. You have to basically almost be predicting what your enemy is going to be building, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. And that's really
It's
hard
actually,
to do.
It is. It really is. But then 6th item, really your 5th, 6th, and 7th item on support all just are the same. It's 100% the same, like, reasoning for all of them. It's just in which priority was it.
Do you need a little more cooldown to hit your abilities a little more often? Do you need a little more
Mantle of Discord.
counterplay? Like, there's a ton of great items that people aren't buying. Like, Relic Dagger is fan-fucking-tastic. It has health, it has cooldown, it has relic cooldown, like...
Yeah, if you are, like, a Sylvanas, a Geb, Ares, like, anyone... If you buy Blink on your Guardian, you probably should pick up Relic Dagger. Just period.
I really think Relic Dagger is
Blink Guardians.
extremely core, because Frenzy is really popular right now, and Relic Dagger just makes your Frenzy at, like,
it's
70...
like 90 seconds, because isn't it 120, so then it goes down
It's
to
under
90.
100. It's under 100.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is. It's under
It gets
100
close
seconds.
to cooldown, so you can start sieging on cooldown, ultimate cooldowns. Sorry, that's what I meant by cooldown. It's really good. And getting that shell up more often for your team fight, getting that that cursed up more often to shit on those people. That Hurricane Changa that were kicking your ass, well, now you finally pulled your head out your ass, you went and got yourself a Relic Dagger, and you have Cursed Donk, and it's upgraded. Now you're getting a chance to fight back. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think, like I said, I play a lot of tanks. I also play a lot of mid, so I get the power curve of mid, too. But the point of this conversation isn't to, like, throw all this shit at you and be like, hey, figure it out now. It's to help you understand some of those things and give you a guideline for questions to ask in the future. Like, why do I need that pen right now? Oh, well, you need pen 3rd because your tanks are starting to rotate. You need to be able to do a little more damage. Even the squishies are getting a little protection just from leveling up. It's just nice to have a little flat pen at that point in your build.
Yeah, we're not solving the problem for you.
Yeah.
We're just going to help you teach you how. We're going to help you figure out how to solve the problem.
Exactly. And I say in our Discord all the time, if you have questions, ask. But if you ask a question, why am I building what is my build for this character? I can't really help you. Like, I can give you a generic build that I think is good, but I would rather teach you why you need to build this item in this situation and why your power curve works this way.
I will really have to highly suggest, just because this is all that the guy does, Duke Sloth videos will help the average Smite player out a shit ton. He does the numbers right in front of you so you can see number-wise why. He'll explain it to you so you can hear why. He'll show you in the gameplay so you can see why. He's really good at figuring out. And he covers the meta, so it's stuff you'll be seeing often so you can kind of relate to it.
And Duke Sloth's been a guest. We love him. Shout outs to Duke Sloth. Go follow him on YouTube, or go subscribe to him on YouTube. He's a great guy. He's great. He's genuinely a cool dude to talk to. But he gets the numbers. He understands like how the gameplay works and why things are working the way they do. And if you ask comments and his questions, he tries to answer them as much as possible. He's very available on Twitter. He's always on there. So
I will have to give another shout out to Flareboot as well on Twitter. If you want to know anything about like in-game interactions, and I don't necessarily mean like, hey, if I have pen, does that go through defense? Like, yeah, obviously. But if you want to know like how the equation is done, and like for instance, I've gone over this in the past, how percent shred is done before flat shred, or no, flat shred is done before percent shred, which is then you have your flat pen calculated in, and then your percent pen, and that's how you give the equation of how much damage went through their defenses. But
then your flat reduction is done before your
that was shred.
Flat
I said shred instead of reduction.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but then you also have reductions and
mitigations.
Not mitigations.
Oh yeah, mitigations are in that equation. See, this is the things. If you want to ask,
go
ask.
There's a
Flareboot.
lot.
Yeah, he's
very
the guy.
involved.
He's the guy.
And there are numbers guys where this is literally their job.
Flareboot is the number one guy. If you have any questions about how the numbers work, he's the dude. At Flareboot, he's super cool, super fun to talk to. I've been DMing
He was my
him a little
roommate
bit.
for the summit.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Flareboot's really cool, and he's super willing to show you the numbers and exactly why. Like, I asked him, he had a Twitter giveaway that he was doing, and he had already given the skin away, but I was like, I just wanted to see the numbers, because it was like, how much damage does this, or Kronos 1 do in this situation with Ratatouille in this situation? And I was
he
like,
gave you a goddamn math problem.
oh, it was a crazy math problem, but he knew exactly the number, and I like looked at his math and I was like, damn, that's just cool to see like how that works out through the game. Yep.
Indeed.
I just
right.
have one more point about power curve before we move on real quick.
I think we were going to go a little bit more in depth, weren't we? Or
whatever you want to do. I just want to.
Are we?
I just want to bring this to attention. Power curve is always relative to your position in the game. Like, if you start to fall behind, your power curve is going to slow down because you're just not farming as efficiently and you're not getting as much gold, so you can't fight as much. You got to know the situations that you're buying into.
So when your carry says, I need to farm, don't BM them when they say, I need to farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Well, on top of that, that also, like Willow was saying, that slows down your power curve. So we'll go back to frontliners, for instance. That Mantle of Discord, I said if you can afford it, you can't fucking afford it. You buy the Spirit Robe instead.
Spirit Robe's cheaper.
You have to. Yes, it's cheaper. I need to get shit online cheap. Give me the most cheap and effective I can to get myself going, so I don't keep falling behind. So I can at least try to keep up.
It also depends. Are they hitting you with a hard CC and then all-inning you? Because that's when Spirit Robe really shines because of those flat mitigations that it gives you versus the Mantle of Discord where, oh shit, I'm low health, stuns everyone around me, gives me the time to get out of there.
Right. There's that too. There's the passives of them. You got to take into consideration all the passives of the item. And when they're useful. Because if you buy... If you buy that Mantle of Discord third item for 2,900 gold, well, I'm glad you get that CC stun, but let's say you're playing in Conquest. You're going to, roam and maybe get a mid with it. Maybe they're dual lane if both people are still in lane. Probably not. Maybe you get their jungler just by himself. Whereas you buy a sixth item, we're in team fight phase, motherfucker. Like, I'm getting the enemy team is getting hit with this. because I'm right in their face, all of them. Conversely, in Assault, you're in their face the entire goddamn time. That's why I've said so many times, auras are king in Assault, because you are grouped up right from the get-go. If you are playing a front line in Assault and you don't have at least Arena as well, those two game modes, Assault and Arena, if you're playing a front line and don't have 3 auras, you have failed. Unless you're
especially
like
if you're
super
the
troll
only
selfish build. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying every frontline has to have that, because if you're Ymir, already bought Heart Ward and Gauntlet of Thebes and Pestilence, or Sovereignty, well, then your Shock, he can go Gladiator Shield and Shogun's Kusari, and, you know, a little bit more selfish, but somewhat team fighty. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's all really, really hard, because it's not easy. It's all hard decisions you have to make as fast as you can, and be as informed as possible.
That's what I was just going to say. Not only do you need to know items, you need to know your passive, your team's item passives, what they're doing, how the enemy's playing, what their abilities are. Smite is a hard game. I actually, we just had somebody in our Discord asking about like a few basic questions about Smite, and like he's like, I don't know what to build in these situations, and he didn't give any specifics, and I was like, the problem with your question is that it's a hard thing. There's way too many variables. There's 100+ gods. There's 2 different sets of items, both physical and magical items. There's a collection of protections. There's 14 different relics that you have to know what they do. Like there's consumables now, like speed pot in the game, magic pot. There's just so many things that you need to know to be really good at Smite. And I'm not ever going to say to a new player, learn all this shit.
Oh gosh, no.
No, that's just impossible.
I think that's one of the things that makes Smite so unique and so much fun to play, is because of the fact of all the variables.
Oh, I agree. 100%
and knowing
agree.
how to and knowing how to adjust to them in a moment's notice.
I 100% agree with you, Nev.
It's something that I'm still learning with as well. I think we're all still kind of learning it. And there is no like simple, here's what you should do 100% of the time. But I think the point of this Battle U is to give you kind of like a guideline of things that you need to be looking at while you're in that situation.
100%. Nev, you nailed it on the head. The fact that there's so many variables is the fact that I love Smite and I continue to come back and play it. But that's what's cool for a new player, is that you get to learn all that stuff and then ask more specific questions. Like, oh man, I was facing a nemesis and I just could not get away from her. Oh, well, that's a really good situation where you could buy Witchblade or Wingblade. And then that has a slow immunity effect every time
Willow,
you buy slow.
Why do you have that?
Exactly. Like, those are the kinds of questions I love to ask, or love to answer, not ask.
Real
but
talk, it's because Nem alt
Why not
slows,
both?
and so your Witchblade will proc, and you get zoom, and you can run the fuck away as she's trying to catch you, and waste her ult the entire time. Pick up a shell or sprint to go with that, or have your front line do it for you. She ain't touching you.
Exactly. Like, knowing those situations, like, no new player knows that. What's Wingblade? Who the fuck knows what Wingblade is? I do, because I've been playing the game for a really long time, but a lot of new players...
And scroll through the items. Does Wingblade look good?
No. It has health and movement speed.
Is Wingblade probably one of the best support items if you are a god without a leap?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Because you can get the fuck out. It's
Yes.
crazy. Or, for instance, the aura items, right? We'll take Sovereignty, Heart Ward, and Gauntlet of Thebes.
They look like shit items.
Their stats, their base stats are absolutely trash looking. It's like, why would I buy this? You don't get shit out of it. You get the aura as well, and that's not added. So you take all those numbers at the bottom and put that right on top of everything else. That item becomes pretty fucking good.
They're super cost effective too. That's what a lot of people don't understand. As a support, you are just naturally behind in gold because of the way the game works. Those items are extremely cost effective for you for a reason. If I were to say this is the standard support build, it would be boots, Gauntlet of Thebes, Sovereignty, Heart Ward, Spirit Robe, and then you choose. You know what I mean? Like, that's a great standard build. If you are a new support player and you build those 4 items, I'm perfectly happy with you as my carry and or mid. You know what I mean? But as you learn, okay, Genji's Garb is still really cost effective, has a great passive with cooldown. It also has an built-in cooldown. And I'm a Sylvanas and want to have my heal up as much as possible. I want to be able to blink in and ult as much as possible. I need that extra CC. That's a good item for me. Heart Ward might not be as impactful. But as a standard build, it's nice to know that those are cost-effective items that you can build at a reasonable price and a reasonable pace and still be effective as if you've never played support in your life. Deb, I feel like you had something to say there and I kind of cut you off.
Yeah, I forgot what it was at the time.
Shit.
Yeah, I would say this segment, I kind of feel like that the Xboxers are like, all right, let them loose.
Yeah, I love talking about
I tried-
Loose
I
the
tried to
dogs
chime in.
of war.
I tried to chime in. I was actually, when you guys were talking about the support items, I was like, if somebody doesn't say an aura item soon, I'm going to be a little pissed. And then
Yeah,
Willow
as
was
support,
like,
your
aura
first
items.
two,
you
you
need
usually-
to get aura items.
If you are a newer player, which this is pandered to, this particular segment, I will come out and say it, even though these are the only 3 items I will come out and say, because sticking to one build is a horrible trait. That's why
Yes,
we've
100%.
avoided telling you to build this item, because every game is different. But 9 times out of 10, this will be safe for a newer support. You buy your cooldown boots, you go Sovereignty, you go Heart Ward. They are so good.
And that's costing you, what?
That'll cost
6,000
you,
gold plus
we
your
got
blessing,
20
so under 7,000 gold.
4,200 plus 16, so we're at 5,800, under 6,000 gold. Yep,
It's not
under 6,000 gold.
I was counting blessing, so.
Yeah, assumed the blessing. Remember, it's assumed.
Yeah, but when we're talking about the price of things, we can't just assume it that we get it for free.
I know, but that's why I said at the start of this, we'll just assume it for the simplicity of everything.
Okay, when we're go ahead, Deb. Sorry.
I lost it again. Damn it.
Damn it.
God damn.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, especially with the auras, you benefit from the aura. That's why on Ares, Pythagoras piece is so pivotal
broken.
because
That's a luxury item, and that belongs in the 5th and 6th, 7th slot, like we said. Real quick, let me go ahead and tell all the Ares players real quick.
Yeah, don't first buy that after boots. Don't be like boots Pythax piece.
unless you're an
Fuck it.
assault, unless you're an assault,
I don't know about that.
giving your whole team lifesteal, you gain 40 magical power. The passive gives you an additional 30 magical power of the item, and then your personal god passive gives you an additional 30 magical power for a total of 100 magical power, 200 health, and then let's see, you get 12% flat on the item, and then another 12% going for 24 magical lifesteal, which may be the highest.
It's the highest. It's the
flat
highest
on
magical
an
lifesteal.
item, and 10% cooldown
Yeah, it's
on that specific god broken.
I still don't understand how that item hasn't been nerfed. But I love it, so I'm
It's
not going to say anything to Fro,
strong.
because he will tell the Olympians that it needs to be nerfed, because it's so good.
I think it's
Pythagoras
just so
piece?
situational, and it's like Fro said, it's considered luxury.
Yeah, but it's getting built core
So-
on mage ADCs right now, because it's that good.
All right, part of the reason is mage ADC sit further back than mages a lot of times.
You're right.
Not
I
by a hell of a lot, but enough. And the fact that that's given that to your actual mage, so their burst is getting pretty fucking crazy. And mage ADCs, just any lifesteal is good for them. They never get
Yeah.
cooldown either, so if they can get cooldown, that's great. It's really, because the strong part about Pythagoras piece is the passive. That's what makes it like top tier OP.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think the passive is broken?
Mm,
No.
I
Look
don't
at
think
it. Look
it
at
is.
it. That seems pretty fucking fair passive.
I think it's just really strong on some gods, and it makes your team fight just really good late game if you have it on somebody.
But that's its purpose.
Yeah,
its
oh,
purpose
100%.
is team fight
Yeah.
late game.
100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you don't buy this in the dual lane first item. You pick it up 5th or 6th once you're in a team fight phase. Unless, like Depp said, if you're a mage and assault, I will stand behind the Blessing Pythagorean's Peace Star, it is fucking OP, especially if you have a hunter who's already building like Bloodforge, because then they start with like 100 and some odd fucking power and just slap. But I digress.
Yeah. And
Assault
so
Main came out.
The different, what I like to call them is party modes, are gonna be, your builds are gonna be different than your Conquest, and it's gonna be different than Duel. Like for Duel, you very specifically get into the items that are A, good for my god, and B, good for the matchup that I'm queued into. Which, unfortunately, you won't get to see a lot of the gods because Kumba, newsflash, doesn't have a very good set of abilities for Duel.
There's a lot of gods that have really bad abilities for dual purposes.
Just don't buy Mystical Mail on Kumba. You'll be alright.
Thank you for that, Nev.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. But with Smite being as balanced as it is, the few times I've been playing Duel here, picks and bans are tough because so many gods are good, which at one point, luck of the draw and how good you are with them, and a good portion of it is, can I counter build and can I build effectively for myself so that I don't fall behind or can get ahead early or what have you.
I like that you're adding a dual perspective to this, because I've been watching a lot of Trelly and I find how the dual meta plays out is really interesting. Like, I would never in a million years say, yeah, when you're a jungler, start trans 1 because it just doesn't have the base stats, like that Morning Star, whatever it's called. It just doesn't have the base stats that you need comparatively to Heavy Hammer or whatever the blade is. Not Short Blade, the other blade, the movement speed blade with Hasten Katana and stuff. It just doesn't have the stats that T1 has. But in Duel, if you're playing an assassin, T1 trans is like your immediate start. Attacker's Blessing T1 trans. And that's
absolutely, yeah.
That's so interesting to me how the power curve is completely different in that different game mode, which is its own cool thing. Like, you're going trans boots into a defense item immediately, and then you're looking to get some more luxury power curve items after you get your defense online.
Well, and like I said earlier, with Ymir, I'm going Attacker's Blessing. Why? Because of how his passive works.
You mean Hunters, but
it doubles down. Did I not?
You said
Hunters?
Attackers, but I knew what you meant.
I meant Hunter's Blessing. Because it doubles down on his passive. Hunters gives you 15 per auto. Your passive doubles your auto damage if they're under the effect of one of your abilities, debuffs, etc. So when that evolves and then you have additional attack speed, you're fragging. You're getting
that club hit is
60
slapping.
60 bonus in auto damage from an item that costs 700 gold.
That's a lot. That's why blessings are OP.
Yeah. Yep. And I get it, starting tier 1 Bancrofts, it isn't going to give you a whole lot of power. But maybe you hit the wave with an ability and it gives you 10 extra health. That health might help you stay in one auto over your opponent. Which in Duel, that's the only person you have to worry about. That and the minions. Because early minions can hurt. Early minions hurt. But you don't have to worry about getting ganked because chances are you have eyes on your opponent. And if you don't have eyes on your opponent, you're a bad Duel player. With practice becomes perfection. The more you do something, the more familiar you become with the items. And I found, like with Duel, I really got into how the different gods work. What items work best for protections against certain gods. Like, let's say Enolar, he's not particularly going to be auto attack based. He's looking to weave his autos in between his abilities, right? So Height of the Nemean may not be particularly the best pick for you. So you might want to go Breastplate of Valor. He's chances are he's not going to go crit. And you're going to get the protections, you're going to get the cooldown, and you're going to get the mana, which helps you stay in the fight longer. So you have to look at who's your lane opponents, who's your opponents in general, across the board. If you're in Conquest, you've got whoever's in your lane and then 3 or 4 other players that you have to worry about. So
I think we're rambling a little bit at this point.
We can be, yeah. That's fine.
I just want to end this conversation on one thing, and I think it comes from all of us at BotG and a lot of the people in our Discord.
I see how it is, Willow.
What? I'm not cutting you off. I just feel like we need to move on. The last thing I want to say about this conversation, if you ever have any questions, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up in the Discord, links will be in the description. Say, hey, I heard your power curve. I kind of want to talk a little bit more specific. I saw this, and this. We can answer those questions a little better than, man, there's a lot of items. What should I build?
Yeah, the more generalized question is a little harder to narrow down a specific answer.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate where the conversation is going. So definitely ask questions in the Discord. That's what we're there for.
Exactly. And we have a ton of great Smite players in our Discord that have been playing the game for a long time that are more than willing to answer more specific questions. I know Big Oso answered the one question in Discord and had a really good answer. I answered. There's somebody else who answered that I liked their answer. Was it you, Depp?
It was probably me. I answered right after you.
I really liked your answer too. Generalized questions are really hard to just be like, yeah, this is the best situation. Well, there's like literally 100 plus gods and a crap ton of items. There's no perfect situation. We can answer more specific questions, but if you want to start a conversation, we love that too. Like, hey, I was playing in this game. What maybe should have been some of the things that I built because I got dumpstered on.
Generalized questions are hard to answer.
Yes.
But it's hard to answer without giving a generalized answer.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
It really, because you could even tell us, you could show us a picture, be like, what did I do wrong in this game? And it could be, the scoreboard at the end. It shows us your build, shows us, what everybody did. But we weren't there.
Yeah, we don't know how you're positioning. We don't know what you're...
On top of all just, like, we're talking, like, we didn't even factor in player skill, because there's been games before where I'm like, all right, this guy just flat ass can't hit abilities. I'm not building defense against him. Or this guy doesn't know how to juke. Or like this tank. This tank just wants to fucking, like, he's building defense and all that, but he's not juking and just taking all my hits. Well, I'm gonna build a little tank killer. He just literally walks
at me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna build to kill the tank. But if I find out that the enemy mage is the one who doesn't juke very well, I'm looking to build to kill squishies. And then again, that all just depends on who the fuck you are. Like, it's just so generalized, but we do need to move on. We're rambling.
Yeah, all of this is extremely generalized, and if you have more specific questions, hit us up.
But also, if you're a listener and you see someone on your team struggling with their build.
Struggling with
their build or their build.
Reach out to them and maybe ask them, like, hey, are you new to the game? Is there any way I can help you? Because chances are they have this very same questions. They just don't know anybody to ask these questions to. So be a good neighbor.
Honestly, when I was starting out, I got a couple of messages like that, and they were very helpful because I was focusing on a specific aspect of the item, for an example. And somebody messaged me. I don't remember who I was playing, but I remember it was Gem of ISO. So it was probably somebody who couldn't really utilize Gem of ISO. And they messaged me and they were like, hey, ISO's not good for that character. And I was like, oh, thanks for telling me. Can you explain a little bit more? And then they did. They explained it a little bit more for me. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That I get it now. Thank you. Don't DM somebody and be like, your build is trash. What the fuck are you doing? But rather, hey, this might not be a good item for this particular character or in this particular situation. Is there anything I can do to help you?
All right, I got two more quick examples, real quick, and these are like actual examples. For instance, Lovey. I was playing with Lovey Dovey towards the beginning of this year. One of our officers in our Discord. She's still relatively new, but this year. But she's incredibly nice, and that's why we made her an officer, right?
Hi,
She was
Lovey.
given a Bacchus build, and in this build included Soul Reaver. No one explained to her why and when to build the Soul Reaver. And I think she got it from Silent Aces, right? And he's a good support player. So he can really make use of a Soul Reaver on Bacchus 5th item, 6th item. She was building it 2nd or 3rd. That's not the time to build a Soul Reaver on Bacchus. The other example I got of what they were saying about maybe the guy just doesn't know. I saw a Reddit post a while back that was one person messaged another, and it was kind of an aggressive message. It was like, Jesus fucking Christ, do you even know how to heal? The person responded, honestly, no, I don't. He had no idea. He had no idea how to use Afro. So that person changed his tone of voice and responded back to the guy and let him know, use your kiss, your 1 to link up, and then use your birds to heal. The other person came back, thank you, I will try that next time. Boom, that simple.
Yep. Yeah.
Now don't start off with a, do you know how to fucking heal? Because that's a dick move.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll give an example as recent as last night. We were playing with Webb, and Webb is a very aggressive player because he's still working. He's still very new. He's still working on his positioning, and he was playing Apwash, and he got dove a lot. And he's like, "Why do I keep dying?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, I'm the support. I know I'm playing Nox, but I'm still a lot tankier than you, and I have a lot more CC than you. If you're in front of me, and I'm not between you and an enemy, you're probably in the wrong spot." That's just very basic positioning that he is still learning about. Like, he wants to play aggressive. And we were playing against a team that had a bunch of meditations, and he's like, meditation's OP because every time I do damage to her, she can heal it right away. Okay, but late game, that's going to literally do 200 healing.
But you're Alpwash, and your alt has built-in anti-heal, and you haven't bought Divine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, examples
And that's
like
the
that.
kind of
like,
stuff
you
I
get
was
those
I was
online,
talking
and now you
about.
feel like, why'd you pick up Med? Because Med's trash. You ain't healing anything. I'm Alpwash.
And he, like, Webb is a cool guy. He's
Yeah, I
very
really
new.
feel like we've been, like, down-talking and, like,
I'm not
trash talking him,
just-
but that
he's
is
just
not
so
the
new.
intent. We've
Yeah.
just been playing with him a lot lately, and he's personally been asking us a lot of these questions. That's why we
asks
decided
a lot of
to
really
do
good
him.
questions.
Him and some other people have been asking us a lot lately, so we just figured that's why we did this whole segment, and that's kind of why we're rambling on about a little bit of everything, because this is our power curve / beginner guide.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have more specific questions that you want us to talk about in BUs, throw them in the feedback channel. Maybe we should just start a BU channel so people can throw in ideas and stuff in there.
Ideas, yeah.
But
that they want to learn about going to school
is cool. All right, so let's move on to the hat.
Oh, I had a perfect transition for this. I was gonna say, so if you see somebody building kind of weird, you can message them. Don't BM them. And if it's one of us building weird, we might be doing the Hat of Purgatory.
That was perfect. Shoot, I give up
you.
being host. Nev, you're now host. That was fantastic. Oh gosh, I'm smiling. The grin is ear to ear right now. I hope you can hear it.
Yay!
Oh, perfect. Hat of Purgatory. If I am not correct, I believe we had Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather. Now, I have a little bit of a
And
story.
I believe we bullied Willow.
Yeah,
into being
you kind of bullied me
the
into
Birds
this
of
one.
a Feather.
I won't lie, I had a ton of fun. I did this the other day with let's see, Webb was there, Danny Boy was there, and Ash was it? Yeah, it was Ash Basham. All of them are in our Discord. All of them are great. I played Horus because all of them are terrified of Horus. They haven't found the true love of what Horus is. Danny Boy played Ra, and Webb played Thoth. And I know you guys hear that it was a 3-man challenge, but we had 4 people. Well, I made Ash Basham pick a god with wings so he fit in. He played Nike, and I
thought you were going to say Isis.
Well, there was a couple different gods he could have picked. Isis probably would have been the best fit. He loves Nike. That's his favorite god. So I let it go.
All right.
And then
That works.
after after we had started playing the game, somebody was like, "Oh, you should have played the Sparrow skin because it would have fit right in." And he's like, "I had it selected, but somebody popped a booster, so I changed it." But anyway, we had a ton of fucking fun playing this one. I played Horus and we fragged. I went like 4-1 and 26 or something like that. I don't know exactly the numbers. Danny Boy was hitting raw snipes off of my knockup like crazy. Ash was just jumping in on them and popping his shield. Webb was playing a really good Thoth. Like, we had a ton of fun. It was really, like, we were laughing and just memeing and having a good time.
That's awesome.
I do have to say, there was one play where I dove in on the Raijin on the enemy team, and I could hear Thoth charging his ult. And I was like, all right, I really need to hit this knock-up, or he's not going to hit his stuff. I missed the knock-up, but the Raijin, instead of dashing out, dashed literally up and down with his Thunder Crash. So he dashed up and down into the Thoth ult and died. And I was just like, oh god, why would you up and down in that situation?
Oh no.
It was a good time though. We had a lot of fun. We had a Loki on our team. He was our 4th random. It was arena. We just were trolling and having a good time. The Loki died a ton because he was playing way over aggressive, but everybody, I think, other than the Loki, had under 5 deaths. So we had a really good game.
Okay.
Nev, I know.
Well,
Nev did say that she did this, and I want to hear her story.
shit.
Oh.
That's what I was getting to. I was
You're
gonna say
right.
Nev
Okay.
did this as well. I believe.
All right. So, like I said earlier in my games, Panda has come out of retirement, and he tried Horus, and he felt really good about it. So, Coffin, myself, and Panda went to the Joust map, and we did the Hat of Purgatory. And Coffin said, in true Hat of Purgatory fashion, he was gonna be Ra. So he picked Ra.
The sweat
And-
was real.
And Panda was feeling good about Horus, so Panda played Horus, and I played Thoth. And I told Coffin at God Select, after he locked that Ra in, he's like, this is a Hat of Purgatory, I have to play Ra. I said, if we don't win this game, I'm not going to respect your Ra.
Oh,
And he's like, that's fair. Long story short,
Alright,
we
so
lost that
I've
game.
played with
I do
Coffin,
not respect
so
that Ra.
I can like envision him saying, "Well, that's fair," in his Coffin voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did not win, and I do not respect that Raw. Just kidding, Coffin. Coffin hit like
She's not kidding.
She's not
She
kidding.
has
he-
zero respect.
Zero
no.
respect.
he hit like 3 really hype Raw snipes, and I think I clipped 2 of them because the first one took me by surprise because we both picked chibi skins, and so we were just like,
My Ra and Thoth picked chibi skins too.
yeah. So we picked chibi skins, and we were just like laughing and joking all the way down the
Bro,
lane. And
I need a chibi horse right now.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
Chibi
that
Horus needs to happen like a
would,
month
that would
ago.
make this so much better.
I do have to
But-
add real quick before we move on to the new hat.
Mm-hmm.
Webb did record this game, about 10 minutes of it, so it's like the second half of the game, because he clipped it from PS4. I posted it in the Hat of Purgatory Discord, or the Hat of Purgatory, the Hat channel in our Discord, so you can go watch the end of it. I think that clip where the Raijin up downs is in there somewhere. It's pretty funny.
And Webb, just so you know, you can actually go through your PlayStation settings and have that increase so to record like the past half hour. That'll get most all your Smite games. Trust me.
I wish Xbox would do that.
They do.
Not up
Not-
to a half hour.
Not
It's
up to a
5
half
minutes.
hour, yeah.
Oh, well. You win some, you lose some.
All right, what's our next hat?
What is our next time? Let me tell you. We have... Gotta find the show notes.
The Blue Man Group.
I didn't put it in the show
The
notes.
Blue Man Group? You didn't put it in the show notes. How am I supposed to read
No
it
wonder
then?
Depp was lost.
Yeah,
I was so lost.
I'm sorry, Deb.
Nope. We're doing the Blue Man Group.
And also, we didn't pin it. We didn't pin it, so I was super lost.
Well, I had to post the fact that from my games earlier when I was talking about that arena that you and I played, Dep, with Panda in there.
Yeah.
And he was Medusa. He got 11 kills as Medusa. Good job, Panda. Sorry. I just wanted him to know.
She's got to
But
shout
he
out
was
her hubby.
clutch.
She's got to shout out her
He was
hubby.
clutch.
We call that mod abuse.
And Nev had 10 kills with Nuwa. Like we
Kill
were
steals,
we were fragging.
Hey, they were kill secures, thank you very much.
Honestly, as Nuwa, we're like, he got away. Nev, ult now.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what happened.
To steal all of his hope that he got away.
All right. So, Blue Man Group. We're looking for Rama. Looking for Kali. And did we decide Ymir? Was that going to be the next one?
Well, no.
Because
So
Webb's the one
Kali's
who
a
suggested
woman.
this,
She's
wasn't
not a man.
Oh, who cares?
So I know Agni's blue
All right.
in his default skin.
All
and Ymir's blue, but he's not Hindu.
It don't matter.
This is the Blue Man Group.
Well, fine. Well, it'll be Agni,
I was waiting for
Ymir,
Dep to say
and...
I'm a man.
I'm a man!
So, Agni,
So let's put it this way:
Ymir,
the Hindu gods are
Rama.
blue, and it's a man. So if it's a blue, if the god has a blue skin, and it's default skin, pick him.
yeah, we'll
I
go
think
with that.
Fro
There
already
we go.
did.
Yeah. No, that's good. No, we'll go with
Bakasura's
that.
technically got blue skin.
You're not wrong. We'll go. Why are all the Hindu people blue? Anyways, let's move on. That works. We'll pick
I'm going
Blue
to bully
Man
Dep
for
into
our
this
group.
one.
You're gonna bully me, Willow?
Yeah, since you bullied me
Willow,
last week.
do you think you? I didn't. Fro bullied you.
No, it was you.
Fro
You-
flat
it was
out
your
said,
idea.
"I think Willow's gonna do this one." No, it wasn't Dep's idea.
If either you point fingers at me, I will get Anubis and I will get Horus nerfed.
Oh shit!
Oh,
fuck.
no.
I'm not gonna lie, Horus needs a nerf.
We mentioned it the other episode when Fro flexed on a bunch of kids.
He just flexed
yeah,
on a
that
bunch
is
of
power,
us.
Fro. You just flexed on us. Shit.
Bro, we can't
Oh.
fucking get gods nerfed.
Matter
Matter of fact,
I still volunteered.
Like,
Dep as
coming
tribute.
into the Olympian Discord with any sort of, like, nerf or buff suggestion, you better be fucking well thought out because, like, in a nice way, we tear each other's statements apart. Like, rip them apart until it's like, is it a solid statement or not? You know? Like I said, all in a kind way, but, like, if you just come in, like, you're like, oh, I think this
Fro's
guy
gonna
could use
need
a
a
small
thesis
nerf. It's
statement
like,
with a
yeah.
supporting paragraph and a conclusion.
and cited
all while
and
having
cited
a stats
resources.
sheet to support. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna need VODs to support your statement.
No, which is good, because we all, I mean, that's what we're all there for, the different perspectives.
I
But
think
there's
Smite
been-
is in the best balanced state it's ever been, in my opinion.
Which is why I'm having such a hard time with Duel, and I'm just maining Ymir. I think this is time that I throw
Okay,
out
Deb.
one of my clutch. Anyway.
All right, so I have to ask. We're at an hour and 15 minutes, and our community corner is gonna take us a while if we do it.
So it sounds like next episode's just going to be a heavy community episode then, huh?
I think so. I love.
Well, that's
I've
all right,
I've read through
because
some of the
I have a great suggestion for a new segment for next week anyways. So we'll,
what is
we'll
that?
talk about that.
Ooh.
We'll be surprised. We'll be
Okay.
surprised.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Surprise.
A surprise
Is
to
it-
us, too?
Jazz hand surprise.
Well, I mean, I plan on telling you guys beforehand, but right now you're surprised, aren't you?
I'm surprised.
Oh, I'm very
Super-
surprised.
All right, there we
Super
go.
surprised.
All right, so we're giving everybody one more week to get their submissions in. I've read some of the ones that are in there, and they are really like legit cool concepts. Some of them are really
And
worded
detailed.
out and detailed, and some of them are like just cool concepts that I think are just interesting. So if you have a submission for a created god that you would like to see in Smite, please submit it to the community corner. You can put it on our Twitter or in our Discord. Next week, we will read through all of them. We might not read every detail, but we'll at least break them down, their concepts down.
We will break them down because I saw someone had 3 consecutive posts.
Yeah.
And they went all out Like
There's,
that, I'm
like-
pretty sure there's a
there's, like,
lore in
diagrams and
there.
shit.
Like
There's a lore section. There's a passive breakdown,
Diagrams.
a ability breakdown. Like,
oh yeah, they get into like I at one point I thought they were coding.
all you saw was 01001010001.
We might TLDR it down a little bit, but we will read it all and make it appropriate for the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff we love. And if you want to read it for yourself, hop in our Discord. There'll be a link in the description, or you could find it linked on our Twitter at Battleground of.
We are so close to 1K followers.
Yeah. You got it right.
By that point, we might have hit it. By the time this episode releases,
Shoot,
we
they're
might
not
have-
friends. I thought they were friends.
Depp, you don't have that many friends.
This is
putting
why you're not
likes
in
on
charge
it.
of our Twitter, Depp.
You know what? I'm gonna hack our Twitter. Depp take over.
Literally
for 24 hours.
I'm not even gonna.
All right, so when you see random shit just being posted, that's Depp.
I'll change the password
If you-
then. Don't worry.
95% of it will be retweets. I swear.
That's what 95% of it is right now.
Hey.
That's how you get the Twitter game going, man. Just hit that retweet button on all the cool stuff.
Tweet. I thought they were. Oh, what is it? What did I say last time? Not retweets. Were they not follows?
Shares.
All right, so you can find me
Shares.
on PlayStation,
Share the post.
Twitter, Discord, Reddit. I'm being more active on Reddit now, people. At Fro__G. You can find me on the Xbox at DepVea1771 EST.
Willow, where can we find you?
I'm Willow1771 at all the places, even on PC Smite. So if you're interested in hitting me up there, it's Willow1771.
Dep Nation is interested in hitting you up. But before we get to that, Nev, where can we find you?
So I feel like it's been a while since I've said all the places, but it's going to be all your common ones. Twitch, Twitter, Xbox, Discord.
I feel like you forgot something.
Twitch, Twitter, Xbox, Discord.
You really had to
right?
think about that one. Wait.
It's been so long. Like, for like the last 2 months,
We've
I've
just
been
said places and
You
things.
said places.
At Nevea03.
And I have been your host, Dep Nation. You can find me at Dep Nation in the Discord. I am DepNation_ on Twitter, DepNation on Xbox, DepNation on PC.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Getting it. Now hit us with that hype outro track from No Copyright Sounds.
No copyright sounds.
For all your non-copywritten song needs.
NCS. Hit us with it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call Come